Reset and Rise, where we help emerging leaders grow with clarity, confidence, and intention. I'm Shirrell Meeks. Today, I want to talk about something that happens in many workplaces, but is not discussed nearly enough. What happens when one person on the team becomes the person everyone depends on? They are the employee who always follows through. They solve the problems. They stay late when needed. They train others. They take on the extra assignment. And when something has to get done, everyone knows they can count on them. At first, that may feel like recognition, but over time, it can become a burden. So today, we're talking about the hidden cost of being your team's most reliable employee and why leaders must be careful not to burn out the very person they value most. Most leaders do not intentionally overwork their strongest employees. Usually it starts with trust. A leader sees that someone is dependable, capable, and willing to help. So when an urgent project comes up, they give it to that person. When another employee is struggling, they ask the reliable person to step in. When a deadline is tight, they lean on the person who always delivers. And before long, that one employee is carrying the far more than their fair share. The problem is that trust can quietly become convenience, and convenience can become dependency. There are a few reasons leaders fall into this pattern. First, reliable employees feel safe. They require less follow-up. They understand the work. They usually bring solutions. And leaders who are already managing multiple priorities may think, I know this person can handle it. Second, some leaders avoid addressing inconsistent performance. Instead of coaching the employee who is not contributing, they give the work to the person who will get it done quickly. That may solve today's problem, but it creates a much larger problem over time. Because the reliable employee begins carrying the consequences of someone else's lack of accountability. And that is not fair leadership. The cost is not always visible right away. Your strongest employee may not complain. In fact, they may continue performing at a high level for a long time. They may smile, say yes, and keep finding a way to make it work. But internally, something may be changing. They may feel overlooked, exhausted, taken for granted, frustrated by uneven workloads, or resentful that accountability is not shared across the team. Eventually, they may disengage. Their energy changes. Their creativity declines. They stop volunteering. Or they begin looking for an organization where their reliability is valued without being exploited. And sometimes leaders are surprised when that employee leaves. But the warning signs were often there. As leaders, we have to be honest and ask ourselves these questions. Am I rewarding reliability, or am I repeatedly placing more pressure on the same person because it's easier than addressing the real issue? That question matters because strong employees should be recognized, developed, and challenged, but they should not become the permanent solution for every gap on the team. Reliability should not feel like punishment. Here are 4 ways emerging leaders can prevent this pattern. 1, look at workload distribution regularly. Do not assume the work is balanced simply because deadlines are being met. Look closely. Who is consistently taking on the extra projects? Who is training everyone else? Who is being asked to fix problems outside of their role? Who is always staying late or responding first? If the same name keeps appearing, that is a signal for leadership. It may be time to redistribute work, clarify ownership, or build additional capabilities across the team. 2, address underperformance directly. One of the biggest reasons strong employees become overloaded is because leaders avoid difficult performance conversations. It can feel easier to give the work to the dependable employee than to coach someone who is inconsistent. But avoiding the conversation does not make the problem disappear. It transfers the burden. Strong leaders set clear expectations, provide support, document performance when needed, and hold everyone accountable for their responsibilities. The goal is not to punish people. The goal is to create a team where everyone contributes. 3, develop capacity across the entire team. A healthy team should not depend on one person to function. If only one employee knows how to solve a problem, lead a process, train others, or handle a critical client issue, that is a risk. Cross-train, create development opportunities, rotate assignments when appropriate. Give other employees a chance to stretch and build confidence. Your strongest employee can absolutely help mentor others, but they should not be expected to carry the entire development plan for the team. As leaders, our role is to build capacity, not dependency. 4, check in before burnout becomes visible. Do not wait until your reliable employee starts missing deadlines, withdrawing, or becoming frustrated. Check in early. Ask questions such as, how is your workload feeling right now? What is taking the most time or energy? What can we adjust? Are there responsibilities we need to redistribute? And when they are honest with you, listen. Do not automatically respond with, but you're so good at this. That may be true, but it does not mean they should carry it alone. If you are the dependable employee listening to this, there is a lesson for you too. Being reliable is a strength. It can build trust, credibility, and opportunity. But you also have to communicate when your workload is no longer sustainable. You do not have to say yes to everything. Request without discussing priorities. You can say, I can take this on. What would you like me to move or delay so I can give it the attention it deserves? This is not refusing the help. This is managing capacity responsibly. Strong employees should not have to prove their value by burning themselves out. The strongest teams are not built around one hero. They are built through shared accountability, development, trust, and clear expectations. As leaders, we should never allow reliability to become a burden. Our role is to recognize strong employees, support their growth, and build capability across the entire team. Because when we rely too heavily on one person, we do not just risk burnout, we risk losing the very employee who helped hold everything together. If you are navigating leadership growth, workplace confidence, communication challenges, or career transitions, subscribe to Reset and Rise and continue growing with us. And remember, you always have the power to reset and rise.